trying to break the world record for making enemies.
What's his name?
He does need to get his ego back under control.
He's the pretty boy with the ugly reputation. But Floyd Mayweather says all publicity's good publicity.
Good press or bad press, just write about me. I haven't done nothing wrong.
He's young and he's brash, and he's probably his own worst enemy.
Long gone is the clean-cut Olympian who charmed
Pretty boy Floyd is real good looking.
and harmed in equal measure.
Floyd has a beautiful smile and he's a handsome kid, but he gets off on a tangent sometimes.
I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle. I mean, you name it, I got it. You know, I got top-of-the-line jewelry, I got top-of-the-line cars. That's how it is when you're at the top.
Notoriety and boxing can go hand in glove. But having been dubbed the new Ray Leonard, Mayweather's camp cultivated a Tyson-esque image.
Even the most successful guy in the world right now in boxing is very controversial, as you know. You know who that is.
I haven't done nothing wrong. I'm not locked up. I haven't went to prison.
Knockouts.
Cloaked by an entourage and flanked by rap star manager James Prince, the pretty boy talks up his ghetto credentials.
Someday you always gotta go back home. So you can never forget where you came from, because someday you gotta go back home. And those was my fans first, before any of these fans. I'm an inner city kid, yes, I came from the inner city. I've seen good things and I've seen bad things.
Mayweather's father, Floyd Sr., was booted out for Prince and now trains potential rival Oscar de la Hoya. Bad blood remains.
I told you I prefer not to comment on that. My son he's doing his thing, I'm doing mine.
All I did was stood up for what I believed in. It's a business decision that I'm making for myself.
Floyd Mayweather retains the title. He really is a phenomenon.
Mayweather was still hot property, but jeopardized his future by branding a $12 million television contract slave wages.
That's from him being young. He don't say that's being young. That's 21 years old. I don't want to say that's slave.
He looks at an Oscar who may make as much as $20 million for a fight and says, why am I only making $3 million? Floyd has to realize that if he does the right things, his time will come.
And the signs are Floyd Jr.'s now moving in the right direction, with family responsibilities helping the pretty boy finally grow up.
All I did was dedicate myself to the sport of boxing and being a father to my children and go out there and work hard. Floyd Mayweather is the best lightweight out there. And I'm just looking forward to, big fights in the future and putting on, good performances.
Is the hero. Floyd Mayweather is still an idol in Grand Rapids. This is where it all started for him and how the kids loved him on a visit to his old school. His next trick is winning back the affections of boxing fans. Defensive genius and fight strategies seemingly by Torville and Dean don't excite. But his plans for this intriguing defense against knockout king Philip Endo are very different.
You can expect a toe-to-toe battle bombs away. I mean, like I said before, Philip Endo, he's a good fighter, but it's two ways he can go. He can either go out on his face or he can go out on his back. It's his choice.
What the public love is an exciting fight. And what the public love is a guy taking a risk. That's what makes the fighter.
I'm pretty cool with that toe-to-toe. We can go 12 round toe-to-toe, but you must be careful because, he's the one with the champion. I'm there to take the title away from him.
It could be a cracker then for this northern town in Great Lakes country, home of ex-President Gerald Ford and a real ring legend. They still revere the memory of Stanley Ketchel, a wild man who was one of the world's great middleweight champions almost a century ago. They called him the Michigan Assassin, and the nickname proved ironic. Ketchel died aged only 24, shot in the back while eating his breakfast.
He was a great, hopefully someday I can be in the Hall of Fame with a lot of the great fighters.
Later, Grand Rapids produced heavyweight stars Buster Mathis and Tony Tucker. But Philip Endo, an ex-street fighter who's knocked out all but one of his victims, doesn't mind fighting away from home.
He's fighting in his hometown, so he must, bring it all, he must bring everything, that he got, So I think the pressure's on Mayweather, not on me. I don't have the pressure. I don't have anything. I don't have pressure.
You know where he at? You know what Ledoux is coming to? This ain't South Africa. I hope you know that. This ain't England. This ain't Germany. He's coming right down here in the hood, and he's gonna get it.
Endo's only defeat, laid out by modest Anthony Campbell in London, does leave a doubt about his chin.
I don't think there's a question mark over the chin. I think, you know, if the right punch lands in this business, it can hurt anybody.
He can't beat me. He can't beat me. In a million years, he couldn't beat me, man. I mean, I know the sport too well. I'm just seasoned well in the sport of boxing. I've been around boxing all my life, and, you know, that's all I watch is boxing.
This is Mayweather's last fight at lightweight. He's moving up with big names on his horizon.
I'm looking forward to fighting Oscar De La Hoya in the future. A lot of big fights. I mean, we got Arturo Gatti. A lot of big fights for Floyd Mayweather out there.
Meanwhile, pretty boy Floyd plans a homecoming spectacular in a town where his famous fight family are already grooming the next generation.
Tonight at lightweight, but he looked like a man without a care in the world as he weighed in a comfortable half a pound inside the 9 stone 9 limit.
Weight 134 1/2. Fill up the dough.
But that's where the trouble started. Mayweather,
I mean, I can't say if I hit harder or if he hit harder. We can never tell till we in there. But I know, as far as me being a thinking fighter, he can't outthink me.
This one's personal, with the light middleweight champion trained by Mayweather's estranged father, Floyd Sr.
Picture this. Floyd Mayweather, the lightweight champion, fighting Oscar De La Hoya, the junior middleweight champion, whose trainer and chief corner man is the little guy's father.
Floyd ain't scared to fight De La Hoya. Why would he be scared to fight De La Hoya? Actually, oh, my brother trained Oscar. I trained his son. So you know that's got to happen.
And the current 20 pounds weight differential doesn't deter Floyd Jr.
He easy because you got to realize every weight Oscar De La Hoya done been to, he been knocked down at, and he's been hurt at. I never been hurt, and I proved that I'm a solid opponent.
Oh, superb right hand. And this young man looks a brilliant and hot property.
A dazzling champion at super feather, Mayweather's determined to follow De La Hoya through the weights and claim pound-for-pound supremacy.
Remember me for taking on all comers and all challengers. It didn't matter who, how big or how small. If they want to fight, bring it on.
Sometimes he can make punching look like poetry.
But despite flashes of genius, he struggled past Jose Luis Castillo to claim the lightweight crown.
I came up from junior lightweight and moved up to lightweight and fought the best lightweight they said that was out there. Then they said that it was controversy. You know, I was man enough to step to the plate and fight him again. I just wanted to give him a boxing lesson. I'm not finna go out there and slug with a slugger. This sport is called boxing. The less you get hit, the longer you last in the sport of boxing.
At times, he can be quite beautiful to watch.
And for Oscar night rehearsals, Mayweather wants blockbuster fights with Kostya Tszyu, Ricardo Mayorga, and our own Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, solid opponent, solid fighter, good fighter. Couldn't beat me. Now I go over to Britain and beat him, easy.
And he's aiming to signal his intent with a first knockout win at lightweight against Victoriano Sosa.
Easy fight for me. I like to put on a good performance now. I do like to bring the fans, you know, exciting fights.
Weight 134 1/2. Fill up the dough.
but that's where the trouble started. Mayweather seemed his usual super confident self. He and his entourage wanting the world to believe he'd made the weight first time round.
135.
But not everyone was convinced.
The official weight is 135.
Endo's trainer led the protests, and eventually they forced Mayweather to do it again. He did go on to do it, okay. But Barry, for you, were there signs of an uneasy champion here as this scene developed?
It's difficult unless you're there to watch the scales, and these balance scales can be tricky. I think what Durant succeeded in doing was upsetting him and getting him
That's
upset.
Nick Durant.
Nick Durant is the guy with the hat and the lot.
But is Mayweather tight at the weight? Endo's camp forced him to get on the scales twice at the weigh-in, and though he was announced as being bang on the limit, they believe he was really 3/4 of a pound over. If there is a problem, Endo's sense of destiny might be well placed.
I don't think that, I know, deep inside my heart that, I'm going to beat Mayweather. He can come with his skills, he can run all over the round, but I know end of the day, I'm the one who's going to be the champion.
He knows that he's got the whole of South Africa behind him. In fact, he's coming into the ring with a patch on his shorts signed personally by Nelson Mandela with his good wishes. So he's not only fighting for himself, he's fighting for a nation.
And yet there's no getting away from Mayweather's class in 12 unbeaten World Championship fights. He may simply be too good for Endo. But is this defensive genius serious when he talks of going to war with a danger man?
You can expect a toe-to-toe battle bombs away. I mean, like I said before, Philip Ndu, he's a good fighter, but there's two ways he can go. He can either go out on his face or he can go out on his back. It's his choice.
It is Mayweather's most risky fight for 3 years, and given the tasty mix of styles, with luck, it might be memorable.
I know I'm fighting a great champion, but 1st of November, it's going to be the champion, me, Philip the Time Bomb Ndo.
Knockout. It's going to be a knockout, hands down. It's not going a distance.
5 rounds, and it took Mayweather, albeit 2 years previously, to beat him on points. But the reality is, I cannot blank out of my mind the fact that Anthony Campbell has knocked this guy out in pop.
Well, let's see if he can pull off what would be a sensational victory far from his homeland tonight. He's on the way out. Let's rejoin Glenn and Ian.
He calls himself the Time Bomb. Has it been set for tonight? And that nickname gives you the clue to what this fellow is all about. Wrecking ball power. He's blasted out 30 of his 31 victims. And he's carried with him all week this impressive sense of destiny, Glenn.
He really has. I must say I've been impressed with him. This is his big chance. He's come a long way in at 26. He feels he's ready for it. And he really does feel it. He seems like he's ready. He's going to be champion. He certainly convinced me in a way. He's 30 fights won by KO out of 32, so he can fight.
And he's doing it for South Africa, for the Rainbow Nation. And on his shorts tonight, a patch signed with the good wishes of big boxing fan Nelson Mandela. Overall, not a bit of it, but is he good enough? That's the question. Is he good enough?
Well, he's got that one loss where he was stopped. Remember, that was 5 years ago when he was 21 years of age. He was outweighed. He travelled a long way. There's excuses for that. He's done everything that's been asked of him since then. And at this moment, he feels he can do it. And that's a big positive. Will he feel that when he gets hit on the chin of Floyd Mayweather?
And here's something. He floored Carlos Rios, put him down and out for about 18 minutes. In the 5th round, Rios went the distance with Mayweather and went 9 with the big punching Brazilian, Acelino Freitas. Maybe a clue that Endo might have the power at this level too. Here comes Floyd Mayweather in only his 4th fight at home in Grand Rapids. And he feels he owes the fans here a big performance, because the last time he was here against Carlos Hernandez a couple of years ago, he actually had to take a count. It was only a touchdown, and it was a point swing for him that night. He was basically a brilliant super featherweight, but so far, although all the technical gifts are intact, unconvincing as a lightweight.
Well, unconvincing, Ian, but this is a fighter that has absolutely everything. He can do anything he wants to do in the ring. It's really what he feels like and what mental condition he's in. He's very, very confident, but has he got the same feeling of confidence at the higher weight, at lightweight? He hasn't shown that. Certainly in his last 3 fights he hasn't.
Greetings from his home fans here in Great Lakes country. He's got a talent as big as Lake Michigan. That's his record company, by the way, he's giving a plug to. Little prayer from him. He's going to church these days with his partner, Josie Harris. They've got 4
Ladies and
kids.
gentlemen, from the Van Dandel Arena here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mr. Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. in association with your king of beers, Budweiser, and Bets.com is proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Approved and regulated by the Michigan State Athletic Commission, Chairman Bradley A. Wright, Inspector in Charge Steve Mann. Should this contest go the distance, the 3 judges deciding it will be from Mexico, Guillermo Ayo, from Curacao, Harold Lawrence, and from Canada, Jack Woodburn. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action from Michigan, USA, Frank Garza. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with silver and officially weighing in at 134.5 pounds. He has an outstanding professional record, 32 bouts with 31 victories and only 1 defeat, and he has demonstrated his awesome power with his 30 knockouts. From Toyando, Vendes, South Africa, the former WBU world champion, the WBC #1 ranked challenger in the world, Philip Paimbando. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, trimmed with fur. His official weight stands at 135 pounds. He has a perfect professional record consisting of 30 bouts, 30 victories, including 20 knockouts, and he is always rated among the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He is the prize-fighting pride of Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA, the 2-time world champion and reigning, defending, undefeated lightweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy, Floyd Mayweather.
They still love him here. It's his last fight at lightweight, he says, Floyd Mayweather, and he might even jump 2 divisions to welterweight and go looking for Antonio Margarito, the WBO champion, and then maybe Oscar De La Hoya or Ricardo Mayorga, the new big noise in the welterweight division. But he's got to get this one out of the way first against Endo.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. This is right up over his belly button, so I'm going to give you the top of his belt. Okay, his is right there, so it's got to be up above the belt. All right, touch him up, come out at the belt, may the best man win.
Frank Garza, who refereed Mike Tyson against Andrew Gallotta, which ended a bit farcically. Don't like to mention, but I will, that Garza was asking for Mike Tyson's autograph before the fight and was handing out his own autograph yesterday at the weigh-in. I think he likes being in there, Glenn.
I think he might enjoy the job.
Now then, is Mayweather serious about testing out Endo's chin early on? He says it will be toe-to-toe, bombs away. Was that just talk, or does he mean it? There is a bit of a doubt about Endo's chin after what Anthony Campbell did to him in Britain in his only defeat. But he's won 21 in a row since then. He was only 21 years old when he lost that fight, and he's 26 now, just 70 days younger than the champion. This is the big test for him. But he's in with a man who on his night can be a bit of a genius.
Well, I think Mayweather will have to try and catch him early. He'll want to go for it. He'll want to try and test the chin. And if he can, put a show on and get an early knockout in front of his home fans.
Sometimes drops his hands, Endo. They've noticed that, the Mayweather camp, and they'll be looking for shots over the top, particularly early on. What happens when Endo lands his big punch for the first time? It's a busy start, this, by Mayweather.
Break!
Let's hope he is a bit more adventurous tonight. They've been almost disdainful about Endo in the build-up. He can't win in a million years, Mayweather told me the other day. That's just a slip. Unhelpfully, they're both wearing black trunks. But the frizzy hair of Philip Endo is caught by a right hand there. His defense wasn't good, and again, Mayweather keeps finding that punch.
Yep, that left hand is just a bit too low. Endo has to get that one up.
Endo's jab's not bad, though. That's a low blow, the left hand there from Mayweather. The referee didn't see it. It was on his blind side.
And Endo looks up, but he's going hunting for Mayweather, walking onto right hands as he does.
Mayweather said the other day that this might even be over in the first round. I think he doubts the resilience of this South African.
Or could they have underestimated Endo? Could always be a problem.
How much power does Mayweather have up at lightweight? All three of his fights at this weight so far have gone the full 12 rounds. Endo's taken a few, taken them well, and keeps coming forward himself, but it's Mayweather who's doing most in this first session. Busier than we've seen him in some recent fights.
Endo trying to get close, but not getting his shots on.
Nice little right crossing close from Mayweather, who scores with a sharp jab and wins the round, the champion there. Good performance from him in that round. Turned it on a bit at times. The old black mamba, Roger Mayweather, the two-time world champion, is the main trainer, and a real character he is. And Rafael Garcia in there to wrap the hands, which have been a big problem for him for years.
Couple of jabs, 3 jabs, 4 jabs. Don't wait in front of him. Okay? After the jabs, don't let him drop the right jab.
You got to throw more than one jab. He's timing you on the jab, son, with the right hand.
Tommy Brooks, who recently trained Mike Tyson, has been hired in recent times to help Nick Durant with the training of Endo.
Well, they're noticing that he's getting caught with the jab and just leaving himself open for the right hand. And he's got to throw his own right. That's what they want in the corner.
Maybe Endo's best win among a lot of fights against lower league opponents was against his fellow South African Cassius Floyd, who's a decent fighter. They had a bit of a thriller, South African Fight of the Year, and Endo won that. Just too much grease on his face. Nick Durant, who's trained 51 champions, his trainer wipes it off as they get ready to go for round 2. Bit fussy, really, by referee Frank Garza, possibly. Mayweather has to think about his commercial appeal a bit now. He's only got one fight after this left on his lucrative American TV deal, which pays him $3 million a game tonight. Looking a bit open, Endo.
Yeah, he's been caught with a few quick shots from Mayweather. Looks very, very sharp.
Endo's cornermen have told him, don't worry about how clever Mayweather is defensively. Just keep throwing punches, hit anything, but watch you don't get countered too much in the corners. Hit his arms, everything. That's part of the policy. But he looks here as if he's trying to even out-jab Mayweather.
Yeah, he is. A couple of good jabs landing there, just to prove your point, Ian.
Well, he is that bit taller. Endo, wiry, 5 feet 10 inches.
Well, that jab's the key to keep that out, because you'll not get caught with the right hand if you can keep throwing that punch.
He's been in America for a month as well, getting ready for this after his training in South Africa. They've been down in Florida at St. Petersburg in a gym on the beach.
That sharp right hand still connecting.
Great defensive work again from Mayweather. He is so hard to catch. So clever. And he'll be looking for the counter here. Has to be careful, Endo. But he's working hard in this round.
Yeah, he is. Endo's just been told, don't bother what the target is. Just hit anything, arms, head. anything you can get. Can't get everything out the way, Mayweather.
Bit more here from the South African in this round. He's missing a bit. I know his camp, who've been staying in our hotel all week, they're saying he needs a knockout to win. We realise that. He seemed to be a little disorientated just for a moment by that right hand that caught him around the temple, but only briefly.
Well, he's still getting the hands up, and it's good work from Endo.
Good fight so far, the two of them busy. Mayweather is a great fighter in need of a great fight. We've said that before.
And we wanted to see good action from Mayweather. He really has been hiding it very well. Endo has got the better work rate and a good jab.
I think he's surprising Mayweather with this jab. He's not used to being out-jabbed like this, and he has been a tad in this round, the champion. Not just a big blaster, Endo, who probably shaded that session. But he won't expect any favours from the judges here, will he?
You got to give him that shoulder,
he won't, but that was good, and that'll raise his confidence level.
You got to hit something. Hit it, hit that shoulder, hit the arm.
Double the jabs. Okay, follow the right hands, come back on the left hooks.
You know when they showed you in the gym how the guy lays on the ropes, what to do? Huh? You gotta have that, son.
Good psychological move to bring in Tommy Brooks as well, a respected American in America.
Yep, I think that's what they did it for, both psychologically for Mayweather and for Endo. And I think that's a good ploy, and it's good of Nick Durant to bring somebody else in. He hasn't had his own ego at hand. He's thought of what the boxer needs. Yeah,
he's a good guy. Can be a bit abrasive sometimes, Nick Durant, whose father, who unfortunately died last year, used to be a winger for Wolves and Charlton Athletic some 40 years ago. Cliff Durant, older football fans will remember him. Back to the action here, round 3. Good effort so far, this, from the man who calls himself the time bomb, Philip Endo. He's really taking it to Mayweather. Had a hardish one last time against Victoriano Sosa of the Dominican Republic, Mayweather. I wonder if this is going to be harder again. Good chopping right hand from the champion, pretty boy Floyd.
Endo looking strong, looking game, looking to take the fight to Mayweather.
These two who were both at the 1996 Olympic Games together when Mayweather was beaten in the semi-final. That was his last defeat, by the way. He's 30-0 in the pros. Endo 31-1.
Well, he's hitting anything he can. He's working those arms, Endo, with the classy shot coming from Mayweather.
Especially with the right hand over the top of that low, hard left glove of Endo. Can't miss with it at the moment. He dabs away at something, Endo, on the far side from us. But he really, really believes. He said to us this week, it's not what you think or I think, it's what I know. And I know I'm going to win.
Well, it's a good fight, Ian, isn't it? I mean, it really is boiling up. Mayweather content to stand and have a fight with Endo.
Getting the better of him this round. Good body shot from Mayweather, who's determined, I think, to make a bit of a statement tonight. His trainer, Roger Mayweather, his uncle, has told him he needs to look more exciting. It can't be safety first again. He can't play the artful dodger, pickpocketing another decision.
Nice jabs from Mayweather, using all his skills.
He's just outboxed Endo in this round.
Yeah, Mayweather's looked a bit more purposeful, hasn't he? Looking, just trying to get the toughest shots on, and maybe just trying to stand as authority in this round.
So far, Endo hasn't been able to throw anything with his big punching power that's really shaken up Mayweather, who is taking it to him. Another good right hand over the top. Needs to get that left glove up. Champions round. And this time he's in a good fight.
Yeah, he is in a good fight. I think if you're going to try and prove a point and show how good you are, you've got to try and do it at home. One place, you don't want to stink the place out.
Michigan with a proud fight tradition, of course. Stanley Ketchel, the great middleweight of old, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and in the modern era, people like James Toney, Chris Bird, and this fellow, Floyd Mayweather. Many, many more too.
Well, Endo not able to get the jab working that well. Mayweather making a miss, then coming back with good shots of his own. Sharp right hands and quick counters inside.
He had a good round there in the third. He just raised Endo, the man with the mop of black hair. And Mayweather finding punches from all sorts of angles.
Okay, my break.
Looks sharp here. He's been relaxed among his own people and was mobbed by the kids at his own old school this week. Lives in Las Vegas these days, Mayweather, and has made a pot full of money out this business. There may be more to come to. Good body shots though from Endo.
Let him go, Philip. Let him go.
Will there come a point here where Mayweather might revert to type, Glenn?
Well, that could happen, but I think he really needs to prove a point. He needs to stand. He needs to try and put Endo on the back foot. I think Endo will like it if Mayweather does start to run. He's got the height and reach, remember.
There's never looked anything wrong with Floyd Mayweather's chin among his other gifts. Body shots, head shots here. Endo looking a little bit bemused for a moment and befuddled, wondering where they're coming from. And they're coming from that right hand.
He's looking the part in this round. He's looking the great fighter they've said he is.
Yes, he needs to satisfy his American TV paymasters a bit as well. They won't have been happy with some of those recent displays. Well, he's unveiling it all again here so far.
Working the body and the head, hooks and straight punches all coming in from Mayweather.
Very hefty looking left hand through the middle. Seemed to take something out of Endo, and then a body shot as well. Left hand, he's picking these punches quite magnificently at times. Here's Floyd Mayweather here. You see, he can do this if he wants to. Maybe the hands are better for this fight. Maybe he's in no pain.
Well, he's brave, isn't he, Endo? When he wants it, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's sucked all that up, and here he comes again. Mayweather smiles at him through the gum shield. Oh, tremendous left hook from the champion again. I think Endo's taking a few too many. Mayweather again.
Well, he's taken a few, Endo, but not. He's taken them well. There's no real distress signs coming from him. Still fighting back.
With the left hook and right hook, okay?
But tonight, again, he's shown, or I say again, for the first time in a while since he beat Diego Corrales, really, he's showing what he's about.
Keep taking with the right hook, left hook. Hold on.
Like Tommy says, put your shoulder in your punches, baby.
Well, he's looking for the shot. Some very good work from Floyd Mayweather. He was catching Endo. Endo still moving his head, but punches getting through, like that one through the middle. But Endo come out of that and start getting his own shots on and working at the end of the round, showing his heart.
This is another level again, though, for Endo, in with a man who's beaten people like Corrales, Genaro Hernandez, Angel Manfredi, Jesus Chavez, Carlos Hernandez, Jose Luis Castillo, Goyo Vargas, all world champions on the list of victims of Floyd Mayweather. Another right hand on the counter that time. Worryingly for Endo, he's not yet seen his noted power have much effect on Mayweather. Can he shake him up with one?
Well, he's got the good power. The problem is getting it to land cleanly. Mayweather has such an excellent defense.
Endo's fought 9 times in Britain, including his debut in Widnes. 2-round win over Nigel Leake. Again, an expertly picked right hand from Mayweather, who does have a tremendous repertoire. He is an artist at work at times in there. Oh, big right hands, 2 of them, and he's wobbled by those. Endo, Mayweather's getting to him here. Is he going to stop him? He's starting to wobble, the South African.
That's the first time he's really hurt him in this fight. The head rocking about. Danger signs for Endo.
I wonder if he's going to be taken out here in the 5th. Can't miss with that right hand. It's been the honey punch all night. And he's putting on a spectacular in front of his home fans in Grand Rapids. And Endo might be stopped here unless he can start to throw some punches back, which he does. Goodness me, this guy's answering the questions about his chin tonight, Endo. Some people wondered about that when he was laid out by Anthony Campbell in Britain. But he's taken all that. He looked on the very verge of defeat, and somehow he comes back.
Well, what about this? Look at that. Coming back, hitting Mayweather. Mayweather wouldn't have expected this.
Mayweather's punched out, I think, for the round as well. And here comes Endo. What a turnaround. And we've still got 3/4 of a minute left in the round as well. Tremendous action here in the 5th. He's just throwing leather. He doesn't care if it hits the arms or anything. And Mayweather is in a spot of difficulty over there for the moment.
He's trying to get his breath, Mayweather.
He's being taken down in the trenches for a few moments here, Mayweather. We haven't seen that much. Here he comes again, though. Maybe he's getting a second win in this amazing round here for the WBC lightweight title. Oh! Tremendous shots again from Mayweather as this swings this way and that. This amazing rounds, one of the great rounds of recent championship history at lightweight. That one, put it down in your video collection. That was astonishing.
I think everybody's on their feet after that round. What a round. And Endo come back from that spectacularly. Floyd Mayweather did a brilliant start, but Mayweather just came back.
You're right there for it. You got to get in that shoulder, son. You got me?
Understand what you're saying, baby. Huh?
Even if he loses this fight tonight, Philip Endo has won with boxing fans.
Oh, definitely. With that round alone, hit with those right hands from Mayweather, he looked on the verge of getting stopped at any second, and then to come back like this. Mayweather bemused at the number of punches coming in. He's trying to block, trying to defend, but Endo just kept throwing shots.
Incredible action. Barnstorming stuff. Not a formality for Mayweather. Now round 6, he is the superior technician. His chin's passed the test. But what spirit from Philip Endo, the man who says, I've been to the mountain. He lived on a mountain for 2 months on his own as a kind of graduation ceremony with his tribe when he was 16, and he staggered again back against those ropes. How much more of this can he take? That's the question. He's hitting him with every punch in the arsenal here, Mayweather, and there are many punches in that arsenal.
The left hook was a very good one from Mayweather, but Endo took it, still wants to come back.
What a warrior. He's proved he deserves to be in there for this championship tonight, and no 2 ways about it.
Mayweather playing to the crowd there, sticking his tongue out.
He's looked on rocky legs once or twice and seemed ready to go. I think his legs have gone a bit and down he goes. And the referee says not a knockdown.
Push him down, let's go.
Says it was a push.
Mayweather pounces on him like a jungle cat. Straight away after that. Oh, what a huge right hand. And Endo stays and takes those twice over as well. Don't know how, Glenn. I don't know how he's staying there with it.
No idea. Not with these right hands. It shouldn't be long. He can't take punches like this. Got to start fighting back. Little unsteady on his feet as he lunges forward there. Endo
gets him with a right hand of his own. His bad luck to bump into Mayweather in this determined mood. Put him right back in there in that pound-for-pound argument against Floyd Mayweather. He might have gone to sleep on us for a fight or three, but here he is again, everybody.
We have another great fight here. We are getting some treats.
For the third week running. As we were saying, the best fight since last week, Alex Harper and Michael Gomez.
Let him go, Floyd, let him go.
Trying to weaken him to the body, and successfully too. Mayweather.
There's a big gasp of air from Endo. How he's taking these right hands though. He must have worked so hard.
One of the big differences here is that Mayweather has the better defense as well.
Yeah.
Endo is throwing plenty, but landing with a whole lot less.
That's right, he can't get through.
Hey, you're getting hit too much. We can't let this happen now. Hey, listen to me. This is your life and this is your career, Sam. We can't let you get beat up like this. You gotta do something about that now. Keep your hands up. You better keep your hands up. You need another round out there now, okay?
Well,
hey,
you hear
listen,
that? We're giving you another round. They're beginning to think of pulling him out because they know there are other big fights down the line for him.
Well, they're saying that, they're letting him know that he's got to do something. You got to get your hands up, not get hit like this, or you're coming out. That's good corner work. They're not trying to tell him anything ridiculous like you're doing well, you're hanging in there, you're taking the fight to him. They're telling him the truth.
Does need to improve his defense, Endo, but when Mayweather moves up and vacates the lightweight championship, which we understand is going to happen, Endo will be in a leading position after this to have a fight for the vacant title, I would say, on the strength solely of what he's done so far tonight, even though he's found the jump up in class a bit too much. But wouldn't most people against somebody as good as Floyd Mayweather? Just raises the question a bit about Mayweather's punch power, though, up at lightweight, doesn't it, this?
Definitely. Good body shots going in. I think he's a very good technical fighter, Mayweather. The punch power might not be as good, but still has the eye-catching skills.
He stopped 6 out of 9 in World Championship fights down at Super Feather. And of course, he's now talking about missing light welter altogether and going up to welterweight.
He's only had 1 stoppage in his last 5 fights, Mayweather. So I think that proves the point about the punch power.
Endo needs a big round here, if only to convince his own corner not to pull him out of the fight, judging from what we were hearing between the rounds.
Watch the head, Philip. Watch the head.
Watch the head, says Frank Garza, the referee, who's ranked among the top 10 refs by Ring Magazine, by the way.
Putting his hands up a little better there, Endo.
He's defending. He was listening to what they said. He's quite a bright guy.
Still getting through the front.
Oh, 2 more right hands and a third one. Puts him down. 3 right hands in a row. Down goes Endo. I wonder whether they might be thinking of pulling him out here. They're going to throw in the towel here. Nick Duran has the towel in his hand. Endo says don't do it. He's shaking his hands at them. Frank Garza, the referee, hasn't seen it. Endo's corner want to stop the fight, but the referee, who never did see that white towel, stops it anyway. Floyd Mayweather produces the spectacular he needed in a barnstormer of a fight and retains the WBC lightweight championship in what we believe will be his last fight at the weight. It was a great, great performance.
Yeah, superb skills. He really meant it. He really wanted to perform at a time when he needed to perform, and he turned it all on and showed why he is one of the pound-for-pound best fighters out there.
That was what they needed. A wonderful effort from Endo. You're going to be champion, I think he told him.
You'll take over when I'm gone. I think he might be right.
He might too. He might. But tonight, that big punch of Philip Endo could never quite land flush against this defensive genius.
That's right. He just couldn't get that shots on. He really is so good at not getting hit. And that was the problem that he faced. Look at the reflexes. He just drove that right hand in as he pulled the left jab back, and then 3 right hands. Saw the gap. It was the left hand that let Endo down. He kept dropping that punch, and he kept finding the gap, Mayweather. There it is. Just drops the hand, comes down. The right hand, technically very, very good. And then he doesn't have to go for the left because the gap's still there for the right, and he keeps that punch going in.
But he's a precision engineer of a puncher, isn't he, Mayweather?
Oh, a scientist of a puncher. Look at that. The gap's still there, driving the right hand through the guard.
Laser-controlled right hands. And what next for Floyd Mayweather? Up to welterweight. They say he's going to fight the WBO champion Antonio Margarito, and when he has that title, he'll only be 1 weight away from Oscar De La Hoya, who's trained, of course, by his dad. So the fight would need no selling if De La Hoya wanted. I know promoter Bob Arum is desperate to get that fight on, and after a performance like that, it's a lot more marketable and feasible than it was about an hour ago.
Yeah, I don't know what the relatives in the fight in the family would think about it, but it certainly makes a good market value.
Nick Durant has a word of respect for Floyd Mayweather.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pause
referee
now.
Frank Garza calls a halt to this contest. The official time, 1 minute, 50 seconds of round number 7. The winner by knockout victory and still the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, the pride of Grand Rapids, Michigan, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather.
And watching down from on high, approving of that, would have been the old Michigan Wildcat, Ad Woolgast, who had this lightweight championship some 90 years ago. A grand night for Grand Rapids. City only about the size of Sheffield in West Michigan. But they love Floyd Mayweather here, and hasn't he given them a treat tonight?
Yeah, really has. He was on so much form, and I think he knew that. The camp knew that, knew he had to perform, and he did.
And the 5th round was one of the great rounds in world lightweight history in recent times, I would suggest. Maybe in any times. Somewhere in the gaggle of personnel in the ring there will be Larry Merchant with his microphone, as always, waiting to talk to the principal characters involved, and once Larry's ready, we'll cross over to him. He's got Floyd Mayweather waiting.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Floyd. That was a terrific performance. Why did you feel you could stand and fight with Endo?
First of all, I'd like to thank God for this victory, because without him, all this wouldn't be possible. I feel that I've never seen him fight before, but I know he's a big power puncher. And just showing versatility, trying to show the fans that I can fight in the inside too, and get the fans to make exciting fights instead of moving every fight.
Why haven't you done this before?
Switching up. I mean, I like to just, get the victory the best way I know how. Today I feel if I let him throw all his power shots, I'm catching him on my shoulder, catching him on my arm, eventually he'll wear down and I can get him in the later rounds.
Do you feel that you can do this, especially against a taller opponent?
Well, it don't matter.
Because you've had victories like this against Corrales and Gennaro Hernandez.
I don't really know, what opponents I can do it on, but he was strong and tough, and I feel that, once I move up to 140 pounds, he'd take over the lightweight division between him and Victoriano Souza, between those two guys, who are the toughest lightweights.
All right, let's take a look at the knockout, and you describe what happened and why you saw that your right hand was he was open for your right hand all night long.
Well, I pulled counter. That's a pull counter. That was 1, 2, I think, and 3. And one more. 3. Fighting 4.
Did you notice quickly early in the fight that he was so open for that right hand, or had you been told by your brain trust that you could expect that?
Well, my Uncle Roger said he watched tapes on him, and before we came out the dressing room, he said, this is the type of jab you're going to be throwing. So you can look forward to using your pull counter, and it will work in the fight. And so that's what I did, and I feel good.
Do you feel differently about coming off of a fight like this than you have from just dominating an opponent with your boxing skill?
Well, yes, it feels good today. To do this in front of my fans in Grand Rapids, Michigan. These are my first fans. It feels good tonight. I feel good.
There are some very good challengers out there in the lightweight division still, like Lescano and Casamayor and possibly Freitas, maybe some others. Why wouldn't you want to clean that up before you moved up in weight?
Well, I actually fight these guys in the past. I've been trying to get Lescano, Casamayor, Freitas in the past. These guys didn't want to fight me, so I'm going to move up to bigger and better things. I'm looking forward to fight Arturo Gatti next. That's a big pay-per-view fight for me, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
I have to tell you, I don't want to bring you any bad news, but Arturo Gatti's manager, Pat Lynch, told me yesterday there would be no Gatti-Mayweather fight in 2004.
Well,
so then where do you go? Why would you go up there if you have good challengers at 135?
Well, these guys, they say they want to fight, but then they don't ever want to fight. They've been there for the longest.
Well, that has to do with